We're not in a crisis. We should be trying to prevent violence as much as possible. And we should take every opportunity to invest in smart violence prevention mechanisms. But this is not out of line.
Canada saw an increase in homicides in 2021 compared to 2020, according to Statistics Canada. There were 788 homicides, up 29 the previous year. 184 of the 788 were, quote, gang-related, and 178 of those were femicides, according to data from the Canadian Femicide Observatory. Experts say this points to a need for violence prevention.
There are things we can do to reduce violence, and we should be doing them. At the same time, I mean, the number of homicides is right around the average for the last 20 years and much lower than it was in the 1990s and the 1980s. So this is not abnormal. Guns are a problem, but if we're not addressing the root causes of violence, then we're still going to have a lot of violence. And even if people, if somehow we miraculously reduce the availability of guns, if people want to commit violence, they'll find other ways to do it. So we really need to be addressing the root causes of this.
Gang killings in 2021 were the highest in 16 years, but experts warn this isn't a call for panic.
There's an effort to really communicate the idea that we have a lot more violence than before, gun violence in particular, and gang violence in particular. And it's simply not the case. The number of murders is right at the historical average. Gun crime overall is up just 3% since 2018, and gun crime this year, so far in 2022, is down from last year.
The notion that more police, more money, more this, more that is gonna somehow eliminate those groups is it's just not going to happen.
StatsCan reveals in 2021, among spousal and intimate partner homicide victims in Canada, 76% were women, while 24% were men.
The idea that they're gang-related sparks a lot of fear in people. But actually, for thinking about how vulnerable the average person is to violence, it's actually the non-gang related violence that we should be the most afraid of. Like, there are so-called innocent bystanders in gang shootings, in mafia shootings, in biker shootings, but they're rare. They mostly target people who are part of that world. And so if you're not part of an organized crime organization, it's extremely unlikely that you will be harmed by one. It's far more likely, especially if you're a woman, that you'll be harmed by someone that you love.
In Montreal, Brittany Henriques, City News.